Hi, I'm Rayma.
And I'm Andrea.
And this is Mile High Murder. We are just slightly obsessed with true crime. We text each other when new missing persons cases are unfolding. We add each other to Facebook sleuth groups and definitely feel like we have solved the cases before anyone else. We aren't creepy, I promise.
I'm sorry. That was dumb.
It's fine, I'm just gonna laugh.
I'm ready, sorry.
I'm actually sorry.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mile High Murder Podcast. We have a super special episode for you this week. We're really excited about it. This is our first ever live show.
Yep, we did a live show at Weldwerks in Greeley, Colorado.
And it was amazing. And they have superb beer.
Yes, you need to go there. If you have not been there, you need to go there. Stop what you're doing now. Turn off the podcast. Go.
And go to Greeley.
Go to Greeley.
We're never going to tell you that again.
Hey.
Sorry.
Hey now.
So yeah, we just want to preface this by saying, first of all, a huge thank you to Weldwerks.
Yes.
That was amazing.
They hosted. They were wonderful.
They were wonderful and so much fun.
So much fun.
And thank you to you guys because you freaking packed that room.
Yes.
And we were totally nervous about it.
We were very overwhelmed.
Very overwhelmed.
You guys being there.
And then not only did you come and were you amazing, and we had a blast with you. It was so fun to like riff.
Yeah.
Like with everybody. But then talking to you guys afterward was like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
On top. It was just
so everyone that came
coolest.
to say hi to us and
or tell us your stories.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing that.
Oh, it was really, really cool. And it was a very, like we've been talking about it all week. Like this was a very surreal moment for us.
Yeah.
That we got to share some things with you guys and just honestly have a blast.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So without
being
further
said,
ado, yeah. Here.
Enjoy our
first ever live show. Hello. Hi. Oh, Andrea's just taking pictures of you guys over here. Hi, guys. Can you all hear us okay? Yes.
Inside
In the
voices,
back.
please.
In the back, can you hear us? Okay, if you're not here for a murder podcast, you might want to leave.
We're really sorry.
We're going to be talking about murder a little bit, so.
For the rest of you weirdos, we're super pumped that you're here.
Andrea likes calling us weirdos, so.
Yeah, so, okay, listen. Look and listen. So, yesterday, somebody from the Greeley Trib wanted to talk to us about...
The Greeley Trib, we're really cool. We
right
call
there.
it the Greeley Trib.
It's right there.
I didn't know that. It's right there.
They wanted to talk to us about this event, and I mentioned that we were weirdos, and I said, then we found out that other people are weirdos, and I meant this group right here, who we go to church with, but she wrote it like, all y'all, so sorry about that.
But
We don't
that's
think
okay.
you're weirdos.
I think we're okay being weirdos.
Okay.
I'm Rayma.
I'm Andrea. Hi.
All right. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Well, we have a couple of things to say.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry.
We didn't
I
write
just
it
want
down.
to get to it.
That's my mother-in-law. Isn't she hot? First of all, we want to say a huge thank you to Weldwerks for letting us do this. This is super cool and awesome. And
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you for making
Yeah.
really awesome beers. Yeah, we all
loving
appreciate
it.
that right now. If you haven't grabbed a drink yet, go grab one right now. The peach milkshake one is really good.
okay, and then I want to thank my husband, who's standing next to his super hot mom. He is
Yeah.
our audio engineer. All of this crap is all over my house, and it's worked out really well for me to have a podcast. So
We literally
Praise be.
would not be doing this without him
we wouldn't.
because he does all of our editing and everything. He makes it possible. So, yeah, we need to pay
Thanks,
him
Josh.
more, but we don't even get paid
I
yet.
have $10 in my purse. The other thing I want to say is we have this ritual of eating Pop-Tarts before we're hardcore. We eat Pop-Tarts before we do our podcast. And
You know
this table,
how this started because that was all Andrea had in her house because she has children. So
It's true.
I was hungry when I came to record with her, and she just had Pop-Tarts.
so if you
That's
need
how it started.
Pop-Tart fix, we have some at this table. We have different flavors. Have it, go for it.
Free Pop-Tarts. You really came for the free Pop-Tarts, I'm sure of it.
That's fine.
You're not here
We're
for
cool
us.
with that. Okay, so I don't know if you know anything about us. So we like to talk about true crime, and we want to tell you about true crime, and we're going to talk about Greeley true crime.
Yeah. We each have a Greeley case to share with you.
Yeah. So rock, paper, scissors?
We're holding microphones, so
Okay.
I'll just go first.
Okay.
You go first. I'll go first. You go first. Okay. I'll go first. Okay. I'm going to talk today about the murder of Heather Garraus. And this actually was a really infamous case in Greeley. It happened in 2007, but it was on, there's a ton of specials on it. There was an Oxygen special, there was a Dateline, there was a 48 Hours, and there was a really horrible investigation discovery special on it.
What does that mean?
Because I'll tell you later.
Oh, sorry.
If you watch it, you'll be very angry because they let someone talk too much that was lying a lot. But anyways, are you ready? You guys ready? Okay.
Go for it. Let's do it.
All right, so
Let's talk about murder.
on January 23rd, 2007, Heather Garraus was closing at her job at Greeley Credit Union, which is down the street. Heather was 37 years old. She was a wife and a mother, and she had a 9-year-old daughter. She was a graduate of Colorado State University.
Hey, CSU.
Yeah. Sorry,
not Greeley.
lied. Not CSU. University of Northern Colorado. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. And then she was an assistant bank manager at that bank. So as her and her coworkers walked to their cars together after their shift, an unknown person approached them, and witnesses.
No.
Yeah.
Do you guys know? Wait, look and listen. I have pink mace that my mom gave me, so nobody's approaching me. They're scared.
I have a pink one
mace.
too. Thanks, Trevor. So this person approached them. Witnesses say they said it was a female. They said she was wearing a Halloween type mask, which
No, I'm out. No, absolutely
and
not.
the person ran up to this, I think it was a group of 3 people walking to their cars. She ran up and yelled, "You ruined my life, now get on the ground," to Heather. And so Heather knelt on the ground and she pointed a gun at her head and fired twice.
Ew.
Yeah, it killed her instantly.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, it's sad.
It is sad. It is sad.
So the shooter fled, and she climbed into a dark pickup truck, and Heather's coworkers called 911. They described the shooter and the pickup to the 911 dispatcher, and they named the victim Heather Garraus, and that was obviously announced over the police radio, and that instantly changed everything because
That's crazy.
Heather's husband, Ignacio Garraus, was a Greeley PD
Oh, no.
detective. Yeah.
Honey.
So as the dispatcher started sending officers over to the bank, he heard news of it and he headed that way. But he ended up reverting to the hospital, so he wasn't going to get to the crime scene in time. He ended up going to the hospital, and she was pronounced dead.
Oh, wow.
So officers instantly started interviewing her coworkers because this is just a crazy shooting. What happened? And they described the shooter. They described the Halloween type mask she was wearing.
No.
But all of them, that's 2 or 3, talked about how Heather was afraid she was afraid of a woman named Shauna Nelson, and she was afraid she was going to hurt her. So that name instantly, Shauna Nelson.
Wow.
So she's the liar.
We are not Shauna
by
fans
the way.
here. Sorry.
So they were afraid. So they just all knew kind of right away who it was. Well, Shauna, the PD knew well because she actually was a dispatcher for Weld County Sheriff.
What?
Yeah. I told you this case was crazy. It's
She did.
crazy.
She did.
So she was a dispatcher, and her husband, Ken Nelson, was a Weld County Sheriff deputy.
Good Lord.
So
it's all in the
almost
family.
everyone is involved in law enforcement in this case, which is insane. So at the time, Weld County and Greeley PD were sharing a dispatch center, which I'm actually not sure if they still share one. They
Anybody
might
know?
I don't know. Anybody know?
Anybody?
They still do? Okay.
Thanks, Trev.
So because of that, Shauna knew Heather's husband, Ignacio. And they first started out as friends, just talking and, oh no. But of course that turned into an affair. And after 3 months, Ignacio started realizing that Shauna was kind of crazy, like really crazy.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here for it.
And his story, which like he's cheating too, so he's a liar too, but his story is that she kind of kept him as like hostage in their relationship because she was just like obsessed with him and she was like kept threatening to tell Heather about it. So he felt like he just had to stay in the relationship. That's his story. She started obsessing over him so much that she actually got a tattoo of his nickname on her ankle. She was married to another guy and got a tattoo.
Oh, okay.
His nickname was Ig, so she got a tattoo of Ig on her ankle.
Like I''D?
IG.
Oh, IG. Oh, I see.
Ig.
Okay.
Ignacio.
Okay.
Ig.
This is not our normal.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear. Can you guys hear us okay? We can't hear us very well.
It's not the greatest, but it's fine.
It's fine. You can hear us. That's all that matters.
Ig. Okay. IG. Instagram. Okay. I got it.
Yes.
Tracking.
So now she probably says it means Instagram, but it meant Ig.
Okay.
So she confided in some of her coworkers that she was in love with him, and she would actually tell her coworkers that she would pretend when she was at the shooting range that the target was Heather because she was just threatened by Heather. But after over a year of being in an affair, she became pregnant with Ignacio's baby.
Ew.
This like sounds like it's not a real story, but this is a real story.
Okay.
This really happened.
Is this an episode of Maury Povich?
No. It should be.
Okay.
So she's pregnant with his baby. Her husband could not be the father because he had a vasectomy. So they were worried.
It happens.
Yeah. It's a thing. So they were worried that Heather was going to find out because of a baby. Well, Ignacio was worried about that. So he talked Shauna into having an abortion, which she did.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
But shortly after that, she actually got pregnant again. Turns out she was lying that she was on birth control. So, which, So this time she decided to have the baby.
Rude.
Yeah. The affair between Shauna and Ignacio was referred to as the worst kept secret in Weld County. And most of the coworkers knew they were having an affair. Yeah. So
come on, Weld County.
Somehow it hadn't gotten to Ken, but eventually it did. And when he was pregnant with Ignacio's baby, Ken found out, obviously, and he asked for a divorce at that time.
He didn't think she was just gaining weight.
I mean, probably for a little bit he did. But.
Oh, bless.
So in March 2006 is when Shauna had that baby. They named him Christian. And things...
That's some irony.
The baby didn't make things better, guys. Babies don't fix problems, guys. So...
Babies are problems.
Around this time, too...
we love them, sorry.
I love babies.
You didn't have twins.
I don't have twins. I didn't have twins. Andrea had twins.
Nothing? That's better.
Yeah,
Thanks,
twin
guys.
moms are amazing. So around this time, Heather started hearing rumors about Shauna's baby being Ignacio's. So she obviously started asking Ignacio about it, and he lied to her, and she trusted him, guys. She loved her husband a lot, so she trusted him. So Shauna started being threatening towards Heather and really trying to get Ignacio to leave Heather for her. So she actually would follow her around. She'd show up in the grocery store at the same time as her. She'd show up at Starbucks.
No, that's a sacred place. I'm not going to have a
Not
stalker at
Starbucks, Shauna. Don't you go to Starbucks.
Give me a break.
That's sacred.
No. Target and Starbucks. Leave me alone.
If they were eating at a restaurant together, Shauna would show up and she'd have her family sit down.
It's going to be a pass.
Just, over there with him.
Okay.
So they would show up to the same movies even because she was just stalking them. So at the same time, something happened with Ken, and he decided he wanted to make amends with Shauna, and he decided he offered to raise Ignacio's son as his own.
Oh my.
And so there was actually a court battle going on trying to take the rights away from Ignacio. So Ken and Shauna ended up making amends. So they're still together at that point. But Shauna and Ignacio continued to be in an affair together. So one night in December 2006, Heather caught Ignacio in a lie, and he ended up confessing to the whole relationship.
It feels like
and
all
the baby.
these people are lying to each other.
So this was 3 years into their affair. 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Fish are cut bait. Come on.
Yeah. So, and by this time, the baby obviously was already born. I think it was he was 9 months old.
So nobody tried to hide this baby?
Well, no. I mean, the baby was, how do you hide a baby?
Okay.
Put it in a basket
in the delivery room?
and float it down the river.
Was it like all of them in the delivery room together?
But surprisingly, Heather wanted to work things out with Ignacio.
Oh, for the love of
She is
Jesus.
like an angel. So after Ignacio ended the relationship with Shauna, she actually became even more obsessed with him.
Obviously.
And it just became even more intense, but the anger came out even more, which I don't know how you're more obsessive than that, but...
I think I could get there.
Yeah. So...
I could work on it.
I mean, yeah. Murder happens, right? So...
Murder.
She confided in her friend, Michelle Moore, who was a deputy sheriff, a sheriff's deputy with Weld County, which, that's, all of them are in law enforcement. It's just crazy. They should know better. So Michelle and Shauna conspired together about how they could kill Heather. And Michelle would, give...
Deputy sheriff?
Yeah.
That's rude.
Sheriff deputy. I don't know if there's... Yeah.
Is it sheriff's deputy or deputy sheriff?
Sheriff's deputy.
Thanks.
I said it wrong
I'll
the
write
first
it down.
time. Yeah. So Michelle gave her some ways of don't make sure if you do it, don't get DNA on you. They talked through some things of what they could do.
Your hair is stuck to your microphone.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. It was detrimental.
So Ignacio broke it off, but Shauna starts sending emails and text messages to both Ignacio and Heather.
Okay.
One of the text messages was a picture of the baby, and it had a caption that said, "Eggs, flesh, and blood." One of the other ones that I pulled out was a threatening message to Ignacio, and this was actually the last communication she had.
Okay.
She said, "My loyalty is gone. I loved and trusted you, and you effed me. Be prepared." She didn't say effed.
Oh,
no. Well, we don't cuss in our podcast because we have
there's
kids,
a lot of
so.
church people here. We're gonna.
Amy's laughing.
Hey, pastor's wife.
So 1 week after that text message was sent, Heather was gunned down while leaving work.
Oh.
Yeah. Heather was a saint, you guys. It's so sad.
Kind of.
Kind of? She trusted her husband.
She shouldn't have.
I'm so sorry. Apparently she should not have trusted her husband. I mean, it's kind of true, but...
What do I say? It's always a husband.
Not in this scenario, it's not. So
It's always, he's lying. It's always a husband lying.
He's at fault. It's true. So the night of the shooting, over police radio, Shauna's husband, Ken, who was on duty with the drug unit, heard them report the person of interest, his wife, and fearing one of his children was somehow injured.
Go ahead, guys. It's cool. Go for it. We're just talking murder. It's cool.
Come on in. Welcome to the Weirdos. So he heard his wife's name over the radio. Fearing one of his children was somehow injured because she was supposed to be home with the kids.
Oh, where are the kids?
At her house, alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mother of the year.
She's a bad mom. That's why we're mad at her. Not because she killed someone.
No,
she's a bad mom.
Somebody call CPS.
So fearing his children were hurt, he asked another officer to come with him. He gave his gun to the other officer because obviously there was some tension between him and his wife, and he started driving home. But on his way there, he noticed his own pickup truck behind him, and he pulled over, stopped her in the middle of the road, and started yelling to his wife to get out of the car. And then again, realizing like my kids are at home, he left his wife with the other officer and went to his house. So the other officers brought Shauna in for questioning, and her story will make you want to punch a goat. It's so infuriating.
Okay.
I want to say cat, but there's a lot of cat lovers, and I don't want to lose those. So goat. I know.
Okay.
I said goat.
Is there a goat here tonight?
No goats. Goat lovers? No? Okay. I'm sorry.
Put your hands down. You guys don't love goats.
What can I punch that isn't offensive?
A skunk.
A koala. That's offensive.
You're a monster.
Get out.
Good Lord.
A mosquito. Snakes. Okay. We're going to punch snakes. I don't want to punch that either. So
anyway,
Shauna claims that she had no idea why her husband was mad or why she'd be taken in for questioning.
Okay.
But she happened, when they brought her in, she was wearing all black clothes. She happened to be wearing her husband's underwear, and she was wearing no shoes.
Hot.
No shoes.
Oh.
Yeah, weird, right? It was in January, so it's cold.
Okay.
They also actually ended up finding a pair of black shoes near where she was pulled over.
The
ensemble. So she threw them out the window.
Okay.
They were a men's size 10, and they were black with white on the bottom, which witnesses had said that the gun man was wearing.
Gun person?
The gun person. The gun woman. That's not a word, though. Gun woman.
It is now.
It was a gun woman.
Gun woman.
When asked what happened that night, she said that she had a headache.
Oh, okay.
This is where you want to start punching a goat. Okay, so she had a headache.
Okay.
So she decided, I'm going to take a bath. Which, okay, you're going to relax in the bath.
For sure.
But she has 3 kids at home. So she sent her oldest son in the basement to watch the other 2 kids, which I couldn't figure out how old her oldest son was. But not old enough to be left alone.
Okay.
Sent him in the basement. And then after filling her tub with water, she decides she would like some wine.
Okay. But if you have a headache.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So she had a headache.
Okay.
She drew a bath.
You're going to have a better headache now.
The kids are in the basement. I'll just go to the liquor store. It's fine.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, no, but that was what she what she said happened.
But she's in Greeley and they have drive-thrus.
That's true. But that's not what happened. Yeah, the drive-through liquor stores are life-changing.
That's how you do it when you have kids. You put them in their car seats.
Well, no, she doesn't. She puts them in the basement. Yeah, you put them in the basement. If you're a murderer, you put them in the basement.
Okay. Guess I'm not a murderer.
Easier that way. And then she got to the liquor store and realized, oh, shoot, I forgot my purse and my shoes, apparently. So she turned back around and she was heading home when her husband pulled her over. And she had actually had like several phone calls from her husband, Ken, because he was like, oh, you're a person of interest. He kept calling her. Mm-hmm. And she said she didn't answer because she was really afraid he was going to be mad she left the kids home alone.
I bet I can't imagine why he'd be mad.
She's a liar, guys. And I'm not just mad at her that she left her kids in the basement. I'm mad at her because she murdered Heather. So
I think she's a terrible liar.
She's a horrible mother. Heather's a saint. So I'm mad at her for that.
Okay.
So she denied having known anything about the shooting, having been there, but only after 2 hours she was arrested for the murder of Heather because all of the evidence was there.
But she was told not to leave DNA at the scene.
Right. Turns out she was trying, I don't know if you could realize this, she was trying to frame her husband for the murder. So she wore men's shoes, she wore her husband's like clothes and underwear so that if any DNA was there, and she drove her husband's truck.
The underwear seems like overkill. Pardon the pun.
I mean,
gross.
So they found her DNA on the size 10 shoes.
Okay.
They found gun residue on her hands and face. And the Halloween mask was found in her truck.
How did she have gun residue on her face if she had the Scream mask on?
I guess it just came through.
Or was it Michael Myers
Somehow
mask?
it got there.
What was a cloud?
Gunshot residue is like a cloud, you guys. It's just like poof.
I've never
it's on
killed
you.
somebody, so I don't know.
Don't kill anybody. You'll get gunshot residue all over your clothes.
Okay.
So, of course, also they had all the witnesses' corroboration. And Michelle Moore, who was her friend that kind of helped her, ended up coming forward later saying that she helped her. She actually, she was quoted in the trial. So she went to trial, guys. February 2008, they went to trial. They moved it to Fort Collins because they didn't want pre-trial publicity, and they were afraid that the jurors would know the witnesses.
It's like right there.
Yeah, everyone knows everyone, right?
It's really far.
Fort Collins, yeah, they went to Fort Collins. So during the trial, Michelle Moore said that Shauna was going to get rid of Heather no matter what that night, and that Shauna said that she just had to get rid of her, that if she couldn't have Ignacio, Heather couldn't either.
Is this guy like gorgeous or something?
I mean, we'll post a picture.
He's really ugly? Oh, praise be. Oh, awesome. Okay, so does he have a lot of money? No money and he's ugly. Guys.
Not worth it, guys. Not worth it. I mean, who is worth killing over, though? Like, really?
Justin Timberlake.
I'm sorry, you're supposed to say your husband. I'm sorry, Josh. Right there.
This guy right here.
I'm sorry, what? Justin Timberlake. Get out of here. Take your sound stuff with you. That is not a thank you to him.
Sorry.
So the amount of evidence against Shauna was nothing short of overwhelming. They had 40 plus witnesses. They introduced 120 evidence pieces, yeah. Exhibits. Items.
I thought I was... Did you just boo me?
But the defense attorneys only had 2 witnesses.
What?
Shauna and an independent investigator.
How does Shauna get to be a witness?
Because of her defense.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
So even though it seemed as though she was trying to frame her husband, I mean, they caught her in his underwear, so they couldn't use that.
That is a sentence, man.
It's a comfort issue. Men's underwear can be more
say that that's one of my
comfortable.
comforts.
So Shauna's new defense was that her friend, Michelle Moore, killed Heather to get back at Shauna because Michelle wanted a romantic relationship with Shauna, and Shauna didn't want that, so she was getting back at her.
That's too many names.
So they put her on the stand saying that, guys. What a horrible defense. She's cray. Everyone saw right through it. We all
Insanity
were seeing
plea,
right through
that's
it.
your best shot.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I mean, she still to this day has never said she's guilty. Go watch that investigation discovery special and you'll want to punch her in the face.
Cool.
So it only took jurors 5.5 hours to find her guilty of first-degree murder. Yeah. Put her in prison for life. So she appealed her case.
No.
But they said no.
They said no.
They said no.
Okay.
They wouldn't let her.
As they do.
Yeah. So Cliff Riedel. I always want to say that one wrong. It's spelled weird to me.
You should spell it phonetically.
I should.
That's like that
Cliff
one that I couldn't
Riedel,
say.
who is the district attorney
Of Larimer
County District Attorney.
Oh, District 8?
District 8.
Anything else? Okay.
So my husband is the professional here. I'm just the housewife. So
But you're doing a great job.
thanks. Guys, my husband loves me, so that's good. So he described this whole case by saying I drive my husband's truck. I use my husband's service revolver, which I didn't talk about, but that's what she pretended to use.
Okay.
I wear my husband's underwear. I wear my husband's socks. I wear my husband's ball cap. I murder Ignacio's wife. If the police come looking, everything will point, physical evidence will point to my husband. If my husband gets accused of this murder, he's out of the picture. I have the children, and Heather Garraus is deceased, so Ignacio is available. So that was her plan, just to have this, yep, good plan, except for law enforcement one, so. And neither husband is in law enforcement anymore.
God, I would hope not.
So.
And she's a bye?
Oh yeah, she's in prison for life. Michelle Moore got 9 years for her part. We won't talk about that today.
She's a perfectionist.
That's the story I have for you.
What a nutbag. She's insane.
Pretty crazy. Guys, that happened right here in Greeley. You're in Greeley right now.
Nice and loud like Raymond is because you're harder to hear me.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, please ask a question.
Yeah, they have a 9-year-old daughter. I said that in the beginning, but it was way back then. Heather and Ignacio have a 9-year-old daughter. At the time. She's not 9 anymore. She aged.
Hot tip, Rames.
Yeah. I'm real smart, so I figured it out.
Okay, so I have the next case. If you guys want to grab a beer, go for it. If you need to go potty, go for it.
We're moms, so, you know, we say potty.
So this case, we do not, oh, please.
Oh, okay, fine.
Right over there.
Just leave.
Bathroom's
It's great.
there. This case, we do not agree on.
We don't.
And I'm
But
super
maybe
excited
you'll
about
change
that.
my mind.
Well, you're wrong, so you have to. Okay,
I don't
so you know how... Okay, so I started researching this, and we had planned it was going to be Greeley because we're in Greeley. And I started going through and got to the law enforcement, and it's Evans. But you guys know, if you live in Greeley, that Evans is really Greeley
It's basically
on the west
same
side.
thing.
So just get over it.
I can say that because I live in Evans, but I go to Greeley for everything else. So
Yeah.
I basically live in Greeley.
So it's fine. It's all fine. Okay, so I stole all my information from 48 Hours 2020.
2020, yeah.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's the only one I watched. I've only seen 2020, and that's where I get all my information from this case. So you give me more.
We don't like to... We don't want to know what the other one is doing. We want it to be a surprise so that our reactions are genuine, so that it's not like gasp here. We want it to be, but you
real.
know.
I do, but I don't know all the things.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you all the things. So on New Year's Eve of 2011, 28-year-old Ashley Fallis, and her husband Tom hosted a New Year's Eve party at their home in, I said West Greeley, but that's technically wrong. The night was normal, it was fun. They had a bunch of family and friends over, and at the stroke of midnight, Ashley and Tom danced together, and it was very adorable.
Aww. That's so sweet.
Certainly, that was nice. That's it, and the case is done.
End of story, no murder, bye.
So shortly thereafter, her parents were there and said that Tom lost his marbles and started screaming. So Tom and Ashley are fighting on New Year's Eve.
You shouldn't fight on New Year's Eve.
You shouldn't fight on New Year's Eve.
There's too many drunk people. You should not be fighting.
Too many drunk people. But the reason that Tom got so ticked is that Ashley's obviously fun uncle brought pot to the party, and he got ticked. So he starts yelling. Ashley's,
this was before pot was legal, you guys.
Now it's whatever. They start yelling. Everybody's yelling at each other. There's all the drama. So Tom storms off. He goes upstairs, slams the door, and Ashley goes to her parents, and it's like, it's fine, you know, no big deal.
I was the foreman on this jury.
Hi!
Oh.
This is the foreman on the jury.
You might really hate me.
Holy cow!
For this one, for this case.
Oh my gosh,
hi.
nice
Well,
to
thanks
meet
for
you.
coming. We're covering
Hi.
this case today.
No, you do you, boo.
We won't share your
That's
name so
fine.
no one can hate you.
Oh my gosh, that's bonkers.
She decided off the evidence that she was presented.
That's right.
So
That's right. Crazy. Okay, so everybody says, good night, happy new year, blah, 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 blah. But Ashley is never seen again. So Ashley had actually married her high school sweetheart, and they had 2 little girls, but she and her husband got divorced. And in April of 2007, Ashley met Tom Fallis, and they actually met on a dating site, which is adorable. Huh? Yeah, it's Fallis. I'm sorry.
Did you look that up to make sure?
I did. I heard it. I
Okay,
wanted to
good.
make sure
All
I
right.
was saying it right. So
Just
it is
call him
Fallis.
Tom. We can just call him Tom. It's fine.
No, it's not Fallis. It's Fallis. Anyway, any Office fans here? And they were immediately taken with each other. It was a whirlwind romance, and a few months into dating, she got pregnant. So a year after giving birth to their son Blake, they got married, and then shortly after that, her first husband gave up his rights, and Tom adopted the 2 girls.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good man.
Eh?
That's a good man that
Oh,
adopts
I know.
the
What
girls.
a precious lamb of Jesus. However, her parents felt like the relationship was moving too fast, and they thought that Tom was super controlling and volatile. They moved into Grapevine Hollow. Anybody? No? Okay.
Grapevine Hollow. Holla.
Quickly after getting married, and Ashley started working as a respiratory therapist, and Tom started working as a correctional officer for the Weld County Sheriff's Office at the local prison. No? Nothing? Nobody's been there? Okay. Have you been there? I've like driven
No.
past it.
Have I been to the prison? No, I have not.
I'm shocked. So they are constantly fighting. They're kissing and making up and fighting and all the drama. So her parents are not immediately, they're like, this guy sucks. Okay?
Parents don't like him.
No. Fallis. They didn't like Fallis. So this is sad. So put on your normal faces, not your funny faces. Their little boy Blake was actually diagnosed with hydrocephalus, which is like water on the brain.
Oh, no.
And he had to have 11 surgeries, which is a lot.
Oh, my gosh.
And he needed like constant care. So during all of this, Ashley is super stressed out, and she's anxious, obviously, and she's kind of married to a jerk of a husband. So she ends up losing her job, and she's so stressed out that they start talking about divorce.
Oh, that's horrible.
So then, of course, she goes to the doctor and is like, hey, I'm kind of stressed out. Like, all this is hitting the fan. So he prescribes her anti-anxiety medicine, which is great. Good for her.
That's great. Yeah, good for her.
And
Getting
then,
help.
of course,
That's good.
if you've ever been on anti-anxiety medicine, it makes you feel better. And so she was feeling better. And Tom was like, hey, we're finally like in a good place.
We're doing better.
We're doing better. She gets a new job. And then Christmas of 2011, Ashley finds out that she is pregnant after having her tubes tied.
Oh,
So let that be a lesson.
she was still like traumatized probably too. So
It's awful. Oh my gosh.
not from the tubes being tied, from all the other
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I got you.
Just traumatized.
Okay, so New Year's Eve, day of the party, Tom said that she had actually started to miscarry, and this would be her 3rd miscarriage, which totally sucks. I've had 5 and they suck.
Oh.
I know, but they decided to go ahead and have the party because she was stressed out and there was going to
They
be
thought
vodka.
it would make her feel better. Yeah,
Right.
there was going to be vodka,
And
which
there's going to be vodka, so
fixes a few things.
Right. But they were obviously a little pissy with each other. So as the party wound down, like everything was normal, and as it wound down, Tom obviously lost his ever-loving mind because pot was introduced. Her parents left. Like I said, Tom stormed up into the bedroom and slammed the door, and Ashley actually followed after she said goodbye to her parents. So she walks back inside into the bedroom, and they are like screaming at each other. The TV is on, and it's all the New Year's Eve crap. And he's in the closet getting changed, and all of a sudden he hears a gun cock.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, what you doing there, girl? And he says that she would keep a loaded 9mm on her side of the bed, like under the mattress.
Yeah, because like home intruders are a real thing, so she's smart.
They are.
Yeah.
It's Greeley. What are you going to do? So then obviously he alleges, you got to that? Alleges, that it happened in a flash, and she grabs the gun, loads it, and shoots herself in the head. So he
was just in the closet.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So he tells police that he hears a shot, he ran to her, and he held her head where she had shot herself. He immediately calls 911, and he's screaming into to the dispatcher that his wife had just shot herself in the head.
I remember this 911 call.
Okay.
He's freaking out.
Terrible. It
Yeah.
sucks. Okay. First responders arrive, and it's utter chaos because now Ashley's parents are back, and Ashley's parents hate Tom, and Tom hates them, and so they're screaming at each other, and Ashley's she's alive, but she's not doing well, obviously.
She just shot herself in the head.
Right.
I thought it was. The question was the 911 call believable? I felt like it was.
I think he's a great actor.
We disagree. Remember that.
Okay. So she's rushed to NCMC. Been there. Ayo. She had severe brain trauma, and the only saving grace is that her parents were able to say goodbye before she passed, which is so sad, but kind of sweet. But they got to see her.
They got to be with her.
And they knew immediately that Tom had killed Ashley. They were like sure of it.
Well, I mean, from their perspective, he was in the room when it happened. They were fighting.
I think he's a douche. So, what are you gonna do? So the following day, the Evans Police Department bring Tom in for questioning, and he's like, "Yeah, no problem, not a big deal." So immediately the detectives think he's a lying sack of human garbage. Mm-hmm. And they're telling him the trajectory of the bullet would mean that she would have to shoot herself in the back of her own head, which, whatever. I mean, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I'm pretty flexible, so.
Cool. Just happy for you. They examine Tom's body, and investigators see scratches all over his chest. But, okay. He tells them that he had just shaved his chest for the first time because his wife liked that. And so he's itchy, so he's scratching. Oh, congratulations to you guys for shaving your chest. So he's itchy. Is that true? Do you get itchy? Okay. So what they start talking about with him is that the bedroom, like inside, is a complete disaster. Like there are picture frames like knocked off the walls. There were divorce papers.
Oh.
Okay. See, gotcha.
I didn't know about that
on
part.
the dresser. Ashley's legs were actually covered in bruises, indicating.
I mean,
what,
okay,
Rima?
my legs are covered in bruises, and my husband's a saint, so I just
Do you feel safe in your home?
I do feel safe in my
good.
home because I got a Glock by my bed. Just
Okay.
kidding, I don't. I mean, maybe I do.
And also, there were a bunch of witnesses that saw Tom lose his.
Oh, because I just bruise really easily, and I don't know where the bruises.
Trevor,
come
do
from.
we need to have a talk?
I'm a redhead, guys. I have sensitive skin. I mean,
It's always the husband.
not
However,
my husband.
Tom was released without any charges. 4 days later, on January 5th, and before the coroner's report was completed or the toxicology report came in, Ashley's death was ruled a suicide and the case was closed by the Evans PD.
Right. But
Okay, here we
they
go.
had someone else come in. Well,
No, he wasn't charged with anything.
Well, at that point, keep going.
Not yet, honey bunny.
Gotta share the rest of it.
We're not there yet. Let me tell the story. A year and a half after
We
Ashley's
should probably
death.
have the foreman come tell the story.
I know, you probably know this better than we do.
Come on up.
We are going to pick your brain later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come talk to us.
A year and a half after Ashley's death, Tom moves his 3 kids to Indiana for grad school.
For him to go to grad school, not his children.
Not his children. He thinks it would be a good idea for all of them to have a fresh start
I mean, I kind of agree with that.
in Indiana.
Okay, well, Indiana, but
I have family there.
I don't know why. Why would you choose a fresh start in Indiana? I would choose
wouldn't.
Mexico. Where would you
Okay.
choose?
Where would you guys go?
No, where would you choose?
Not Indiana.
Well, not Indiana.
Good question. Texas.
What? Why? Have you been there? All right.
You know. Anyway, okay, fast forward 2 years. Evans Police Department determined that there was finally probable cause to reopen the investigation into Ashley Fallis' cause of death. After an investigative journalist named Justin Joseph, don't trust guys with last name, two first names.
Yeah.
He starts to dig into the case, which he only did it because her parents contacted him 5 days after her death and were like, something's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. So Justin Joseph claims he has an anonymous source in the PD saying that something isn't right about this case. In April 2014, Joseph got a break in the case, and he had spent months interviewing the Fallis's, it's really hard to say with a straight face, neighbors. A neighbor tells Joseph that he was at the window when all of this went down. Okay?
Okay.
You here for it?
The neighbor was
Nick
looking
the neighbor.
through his window. Nick the neighbor.
Nick the neighbor. Okay. He says that he was at his window and he ducks down because he saw Tom and people standing outside talking.
Oh, so he is a peeping Tom. He's like, oh my gosh, they're seeing me.
No, he's not. He's just in his house and he heard somebody talking.
I don't
No,
know.
you are wrong. And Nick says that he overhears Tom say, oh my God, I can't believe I did it. And his parents say, what? What did you do? I shot her.
That full sentence,
Dun,
he
dun,
said
dun.
all of that.
Yeah, he did.
And Nick the neighbor overheard it.
Nick the neighbor overheard it.
Okay.
Okay. So another neighbor then tells Justin Joseph that
John Paul Jones.
John Paul Jones. Oh, Bachelorette, guys. This woman hears someone say outside, your neighbor just shot herself.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't trust her. I don't trust you, Phyllis.
So Nick the neighbor is trustworthy, but Phyllis isn't?
I do trust Nick the neighbor.
All
Okay,
right.
Chief Rick Brandt of the Evans PD said that there were mistakes made in witness statements, but he's not sure why Ashley's death was ruled a suicide so quickly without all of the reports coming back.
Okay.
So after a year of investigating, 1 year, Joseph's findings got the case reopened and was taken over by the Fort Collins PD with full cooperation.
Fort Collins.
We love our Fort Collins PD. Justin Joseph pulls like this baller move and shows up at Tom's house in Indiana and wants to ask about the recent developments of the case. And Tom is like, no, I'm not going to talk about it. Like, it's closed. She committed suicide. I'm in grad school. I've moved on. And then suddenly, Tom produces suicide notes from Ashley.
Oh.
Okay, Rima.
Okay, Andrea.
Okay. The letters
I didn't know about the suicide
I
notes
know you
that
didn't.
showed up.
Okay, so the letters
Somehow.
state that she loves her kids. She doesn't really like them. Doesn't like being a mom. And she's a failure at everything and she can't take it anymore.
That's sad.
It's not handwritten, it's like typed out. So
Okay.
you do the math.
Suspicious. No.
Yeah,
okay.
if he had seen the notes or whatever, like if he weren't a whatever person, he would have shown them before.
What if he found them
I'm so
after
sure
it
he
was
found
closed?
them.
Why would
he
you
lives in
present
Indiana?
that? Well, no, I know, but like later in that, before he moved. What if he
Come
found
on.
him after it was closed and it's like, well, that's going to make me look more guilty, so I'll just
Well,
not
I guess
tell the police about
this
it.
is his Hail Mary. So he hands them the letters.
Okay. All right.
However, in November of 2014, Tom was finally indicted for the murder of Ashley and was arrested the following day in Indiana. Bye. The trial begins in March 2016, which is kind of bananas. That's like
The same. Well,
a long time. November 2014, he's arrested, and then the trial is in 16.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's
That
a
is
long
a long
time. The defense called Ashley a pressure cooker, stating that she was drunk, she was mentally ill, she was volatile, and she'd just lost her baby, which I think is mean.
Well, I mean,
I
she's a little unstable. That's
okay. So, but Ashley's therapist was actually called as a witness and told the court that she was not a threat to herself. But the defense showed that while he'd been prescribing her one drug, Ashley was actually taking multiple prescription drugs prescribed by other doctors.
oh, oops.
Oopsies.
Don't
I hate when
do that,
happens.
guys.
Ashley had kept this from her doctor, obviously, as well as the suicide notes. When Ashley's mom, Jenna, her name is Jenna, was called, she testified that Ashley was acting perfectly normal all night. Perfectly normal. And Tom was the one who lost his ever-loving mind at the party, not Ashley.
Okay.
Okay. Nick the neighbor is called to testify about what he overheard that night and swears it was Tom's voice, that he would never forget it. They asked him how sure he was, and he said 100%, which, can you be 100%? I don't know.
Especially that long ago. I don't think you can be 100%.
For sure. So, of course...
Witnesses are not ever 100%.
No, of course not. Tom's parents testified that conversation obviously never happened. He never admitted to shooting her. Allegedly. Nick's mom testified that another neighbor, Chelsea Arrigo, called her at 1 a.m. that morning asking if she'd called the police because the neighbor had just shot herself. And when Arrigo takes the stand, she testifies that none of this happened. So it's kind of a mess.
That is a mess. I'm confused.
She admits, that she was drunk that night.
Oh. I mean, New Year's.
My bad, New Year's. The state's expert actually went and studied this case for 400 hours. Can you imagine doing that?
400 hours.
400 hours. Bonkers.
We don't study our cases for 400 hours.
We do not.
Because we have children.
We just watch Dateline and rip their crap off.
That's not true. We do more than that. We Google things, guys.
Wikipedia.
Some of them.
How many hours?
200?
Probably 200.
Yeah, 200 per case.
For sure, 200.
Yeah.
Okay, so this state expert actually winds up agreeing with the defense about the trajectory of the bullet indicating suicide. Okay. Looking at you, girl. And then a second nationally renowned expert disagreed. He said the evidence showed they were struggling with the gun, hay bruises.
Okay.
And as she is shot, he pulls her into his chest, creating the blood spatter. The jury is out for 3 hours. What? Hey, jury.
Hey, jury. Hey, jury foreman.
1 hour of that was their lunch. Which
1
is
hour
so
of that
tight.
was your lunch?
That's tight. And they had a decision. Tom Fallis was found not guilty on all charges.
I mean, I don't think he did it.
Okay. The jurors were interviewed later, and did you say wait? Oh, sorry. And believed that Ashley was struggling and took her own life. They didn't think there was enough evidence to reopen the case.
Okay, was there anything in all that about the gun shot residue on him? There
I
was
didn't find
zero. No gunshot residue.
Gloves.
Not how it works, yeah.
It's a cloud.
It's a cloud.
Oh, right. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't work for the PD. I'm just a housewife.
Yeah, we're not experts. We're just,
I don't know if you could tell we're not experts.
We're definitely not experts.
We just do this.
There are experts out there that help us out, but
that
we're
we
not them.
know and we ask about. I mean, the suicide note is weird.
Suicide notes are not common. So you're just saying why? Oh, it's not.
He wouldn't
uncommon.
have it 2 years later. He wrote it.
Because I think the case was closed, so he brought it forward. He found it at some point and was like, I found this, but it was closed, so why bring it forward earlier? I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. So thanks for coming out. Thank you for supporting us. This is super fun, and we'll see you. Well, you'll hear us next week when you listen to our next case.
Yeah.